Shine, don't be shy means this is your moment to radiate and feel good and confident. I know nothing about being shy.
To have two such young Oscar winners. You know, this is normally something that happens
That's why
later.
we're friends.
Yeah. You're part of an elite club. But the other thing you share is quite short-lived careers in modeling.
Oh, I thought you just said short-lived careers.
Wow.
I was like, ooh,
Making this film in Boston.
I did.
Yeah.
I got a stomach virus.
Yeah.
And I was puking, and the poor guy, I had to make out with somebody. And we were like spinning, and I'd start puking, and then I would like do mouthwash and be like, "Are you ready?" Like
That.
licking my chops, like.
That's how you win a Golden Globe, my friend.
Let's do it.
Best.
I adore Pratt now, I know, but like I don't know him as well as I know Josh and Liam, so it doesn't feel as much like making out with a family member. Not that I'm against that, I'm from Kentucky.
A lot of hints.
Fact or fiction? Josh, you've been known to bust a move to Beyonce's Single Ladies during partying while on set.
It's actually a fiction.
That one particularly is a fiction. Can I straighten
I would not
this out?
dance to that song. I would never dance to that song.
Okay.
Oh, man.
I would not dance
Never
to that
say
song.
never.
You're about to get
I just
yourself
said never.
kicked out of this interview if you say one thing about Bebe.
Again, just bleep that bit out again.
You like say one thing to one reporter and it's like, they're going in matching clothes. Like somebody was doing like a Q&A and somebody read an excerpt of me like from my Vogue article that I've like for the life of me like couldn't read. And it was so sad. And like, it was like, I'm alone every Saturday night. And I was like, I'm never doing an interview while I'm going through a breakup. Ever again. It was also, it's like so conversational. You're like, oh, nobody asked me out. I'm alone every Saturday. And then it's like, I'm alone every Saturday night. And like hearing it out loud, I was like, oh God, what a loser.
But you have your girls,
Southern
though.
accent. I had a dream the other night that I had a Southern accent. I couldn't get out of it, and I was on set, and I was like, I can't get out of my accent. I don't know why. Like, my accent came back.
Do you have trouble?
Because I lost it when I was like, you know, a teenager.
Down and out, and I will hit you.
Yeah, exactly. Do this one better, or we don't break for lunch. I'm like, okay.
Oh.
You know.
Your Kentucky accent just came back when you did that. When you
No,
talk
it
about
didn't.
sports, it comes
No, it
back.
didn't.
Now,
I feel like we're breaking
Emma
some sort
outside?
of news. Is that just me?
Yeah, it's gonna happen.
Yeah.
There is a spin-off
I'm pregnant!
for all of us.
Okay, I've also apparently written you some poetry,
Oh, have you?
and
That's the most romantic thing
I've
anybody's
written
ever
one
said to
for
me.
you.
I've apparently written you some poetry.
So let me just.
What's happening?
And yeah,
Oh my God.
I mean it's sentimental to me.
Man. Wow, right over your heart.
Yeah, I mean
I would expect nothing less.
now you're always just gonna be
Wow. I mean, I'm flattered and honored. It looks so permanent.
there. It really does.
How do they get it so glossy?
Okay, so apparently you said.
Okay, oh wait.
I'm not going to be ignored. I'm not going to be ignored. Oh my God. I'm not going to be ignored. All right, here we go.
Fatal attraction, fatal attraction.
You're trying to seduce me, aren't you?
It's great, isn't it?
How does that work?
It's amazing stuff, isn't it?
It's amazing.
This is Miriam. I'm so upset. You've got to ask yourself one question. Do I feel lucky? Well, do you, punk? That's it.
I keep thinking about, I've got to save these. I keep reclipping on I'm going home with these, and I forget the rest of the game. Sorry. Extremely, very cold. And every time he orders it, I'm like, can you really taste it? Can you feel the difference between being shaken in ice and being shaken in ice for a little bit longer? This is why I don't interview people. That's a terrible question. I don't know.
I will ask him that question.
Yeah.
Hand to God, I will
Can we
ask
go
him
back
that
to talking about me? I did. They tried to take it from me backstage, and then all of a sudden, and normally I do. I'm always drinking at talk shows, but normally they take it away from me, and then I was like, no.
I'm glad you
Not
did.
tonight.
Because I went back.
And I love that you're keeping it going here.
Hey, Mom. Hey, Dad.
By the time filming ended, Jen, you had contributed $1.2 million to the on-set swear jar.
I don't know why I keep getting.
By the time
bad
it
rep.
ended, she owed 1.2 million. The contribution never happened.
Oh, I can't believe I didn't pay it. Oh.
I was offended.
Doing it. And so I'm getting a costume fitting, and I had this whole plan. I was going to ask you out, and I was like, and I started, thank God, I talked to the wardrobe lady about it, and I was like, I think I'm going to ask Myers out. I'm going to give him my number. And she was like, honey, he's engaged. I was like, cool, good talk. But it was so long.
Do you have any inventions? Like, you ever thought of anything to invent?
Just with taping your Apple TV remote to a wooden spoon suffice?
Yes.
Would that count?
Yeah, it sure does.
Then yes.
Yes.
I had a double ear infection from just being in the water all the time during catching fire. And then while I had the infection, I jumped into waters that were creating the jet to make the island spin around, that whole thing.
Yes.
And then the jet pushed the infection into my
And it's now affecting her brain. As you can
pierced earlobe. And now I'm fine. I just have to keep my head like this.
tell. My ear hurts.
My ear hurts.
Finally.
An Abercrombie model.
Yeah, Abercrombie and Fitch, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah.
Don't make your hoots. Wait till we get to the story. So my pictures never came out. I did like the whole campaign, and the pictures never came out, and I didn't know why. And my agent wrote and asked why, and they literally only responded with the photos. Because they their whole idea was we want real people. So they got, I don't know, we were on a beach, and then they threw us a football, and they're like, play football. And all the other models were playing football in a pretty way, and not me. I was all of the photos. I've got a red face, covered in sweat. My nostrils are flared. I'm like, no! In the back of a picture. And at one point, a girl yelled, "Just get her away from me."
Now, you and Amy Schumer are buddies. We had her on the show, and she said that you are she loves being with you because you're the ideal, hottest version of her that she can think of.
Yeah.
She
keeps writing this in our script, and her sister and I are both you're not ugly enough, and I'm not hot enough to pull these jokes off. And she was like, I know, I'm gorgeous, but I do it in stand-up, and it works. And I'm like, I don't think it makes sense. She's got a sweet little ass, great.
Oh, yeah. Oh, absolutely.
I'm a middle school dropout. Don't rub it in my face.
A lot of hints.
Fact or fiction?
Apparently you said in a recent interview that no one ever asks you out.
I don't want them to, but... Yeah. Oh, sorry.
And... no. Would you like to come and watch my dad play at one of his gigs? He's in a band called Spandau Ballet. One of his tunes is called Gold. Yeah, I mean, what are you saying? Can we go on a date?
Do I want to go see your dad?
Yeah.
That's the coolest date ever.
Yeah, I mean, it's a band, so it's decent.
Yeah, your dad's in a band.
Yeah. Was it the night you won your Oscar?
The night I won my... Oh, I don't want to talk about that night. I had a whole meltdown.
Okay.
That sounds riveting.
It was a series of things. It was a birth control confusion, so I was hormonal. I fell on my face. I forgot to thank the director. So I was just what does it all mean? Nothing! And then my friend was ordered the wrong pizza. It wasn't thin crust, it was thick crust. I was just my mom, and my mom's so loud in premieres. She has no idea, and she's not deaf at all. I don't know what it is. Or maybe it's just because I'm her daughter, so her voice is ah!
During the film,
when I started singing, I was oh God, oh God, oh God. And then she goes, you're the best singer in the entire world. So loud. And then with Bradley, she goes, you two are so good together. So loud. And I was just looking around, you're embarrassing me.
I'm very happy.
I don't know if I can. I'm just working. I'm here for so long. I'm gonna be here so late. Oh my God. Yes, okay, I'll go.
That's a yes.
Yes. You made it so awkward that I am now your girlfriend.
One, because with sex scenes, you don't know what to do. You're is it enough? But your worst nightmare is it too much? Yeah. Are they gonna be whoa, whoa, whoa? You don't know what to do. Cut. Yeah, Jennifer. Whoa, acting.
How much do you talk about it ahead of time?
Well, you don't. I mean, you can't. It's so uncomfortable. I'm not gonna so. what do you think? Like, you know, are you gonna hump me once? Are you gonna be on top? Like, you don't talk about it at all, and that makes it so much more uncomfortable.
I had this app. Can I tell you about it really? I'm gonna make this really fast. But it's basically
You shouldn't do this. If it's actually a good idea, I would keep it quiet.
It's called Appy Birthday, and if you celebrate your birthday and you're alone, the app.
That's so sad.
Yeah, well, mine is like in a sad time of year, like the end of the year when no one's really around. So anyway, Happy Birthday, it connects you to people who are also celebrating their birthday, and you all get together.
That is the saddest app I've ever heard in my life.
But great pun, though.
A bunch of people who are alone on their birthdays.
Yeah.
It would like kind of turn into a suicide hotline. I had to kick my brother out from like award season for a little bit because he tried to arm wrestle Matthew McConaughey. He was like not into it. It was Winter's Bone. Nobody knew who I was, so so there was that.